Hello.
Hey, there you are. Yeah.
Hey, all right.
Nice. Fair enough.
Sorry, I had a ton of stuff on the go. We literally had to pull over to a gas station in the middle of where are we?
Tennessee. Somewhere in Tennessee.
You have to talk.
I think we're somewhere in Tennessee. Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful Tennessee.
Yeah.
Outstanding, fellas.
How's the road been?
It's been good. Yeah. It's been long drives. Real
Yeah.
long drives.
So, am I accurate in saying last night was the opening date?
For stateside.
Last night was the first US day. We
US
opened
day
the
of a
tour. Yeah, we opened the tour in Montreal last Friday. But
Right.
yeah, Atlanta last night was our first US show.
Really? How'd it go?
It was good. Cool venue. Really,
Was
really
it?
cool venue. Cool bands. Everybody's really nice down there.
Really?
So
I thought
was-
that.
Car fire.
Well, listen,
Oh, God.
you're doing a U.S. tour. You're going to see a lot of car fires now.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said everybody was nice, and I kind of thought that's what you guys would be bringing to the table in the U.S.
Apparently, it's a thing down here. When we told the bands that we were going to be a little bit late,
Yeah.
like the openers, we were like, "Yeah, there's a fucking fire on the highway," and they're like, "Yeah, it's Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Welcome to Atlanta."
Yeah. We're going into a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
It's better to be have your holiday weekend tour date start in Atlanta than the next one you got in Chicago, because it gets even more exciting. Then you got to dodge too with the fires for the bullets in Chicago. So
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Yeah, that sounds
you got to. Absolutely.
So we'll introduce ourselves real quick. I'm Sam. This is Sonny.
I'm Sonny.
Absolutely. The handsome gentleman in the hat is Parms, our drummer.
Outstanding.
I'm Cliff, the singer and rhythm guitarist, and this is Ed, our bassist and singer as well.
Professional sexy boy.
Professional sexy boy, yeah. And then
Yeah,
our guitarist and other singer is down for the count right now. He's got a bit of a bug, so you might hear him hacking up a lung in the background, but he's having a snooze.
Attaboy. That's what happens when you leave it all out on the field, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I'm curious about you guys, because I've been listening to as much that I have access to of tracks and things. There's not a ton of information about how you got, where did you kick off at? How did you guys all meet?
We're sneaky and mysterious. No,
I love it. And I said a lot of those questions I have are legitimate. I can't find it. I love origin stories. So
nice. Yeah. So we all came from other bands, kind of gigging around the Ottawa area, Ottawa, Canada.
Mhm.
Got to know each other in the scene for the most part. And when we were kind of pulling the project together, we needed to find a bass player because they're a rare commodity. And Joel, our guitarist, was like, "Hey, I may know a guy. Just bear with me. I may know a guy. I'll send him a message on Facebook, and we'll get him out here." And I guess I'm not doing it right.
I feel like he's making the story way less weird than it is.
No, it was coming.
Joel pulls out his phone and goes, "I know a guy." He didn't know a guy. He just started going through the people you may know
Fair enough.
on Facebook, and he goes,
Oh,
"This guy has a bass in his hand."
His profile photo.
he looks like he's
And-
holding it like he owns it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those scenarios, and then we're like, "Okay," and then he comes out to this rehearsal, and I personally didn't like it very much because he didn't play with a pick. He played with his fingers.
Oh, he's got blisters on his fingers.
Yeah, and I was more into like the grungy pick sound,
Mhm.
and then he practiced the songs, and it sounded really freaking cool, and it like really brought a unique feel to the band. So
Came right out of school playing jazz in
Really?
university, and then I joined this band. So it was like jazz and funk, and then I joined a rock band. It was kind of a jump for sure.
I-
You guys all seem like you have very strong styles independently as well. You guys all seem incredibly talented. Your videos, your acapella videos, stuff like that. It's so good.
thank you. It's something that like we try to not necessarily pride ourselves in, but just try to like do a little bit differently, right? Everybody can kind of sing in the band, so it's fun to just like exploit that a little bit. I think a lot of bands don't really do that, especially in our genre. They'll have like one or two
Mhm.
people that are like kind of the front singers and stuff like that. But we I think we're a little bit more well versed in that category, so we want to try to showcase that as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It certainly seems like that. So when you guys first started, were you guys around Toronto, or what was like what was your kind of like your stomping ground?
We're based in Ottawa, but Ed's from Windsor, so the opposite side of Detroit on the Canadian side. And I lived in Toronto for almost 10 years, so we've got connections kind of all over that good stretch of really the only Canadian music scenes: Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, Windsor, kind of, and Vancouver, that stretch. So yeah, we just Parms is a machine in the studio. He holds us to a high standard, and he was very much like, if we're going to do this, it's we got to create content. So we very quickly kind of just started banging out some EPs, and then hitting the road and playing as much as we could to kind of cut our teeth and earn our spot in our scene. So, and then COVID hit and kind of stopped everything for a little while.
Yeah, that 2020 EP you guys put out was fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
So I actually, this comes full circle because back in November, Spotify put out your top bands that you've listened to throughout the year, and I tagged you guys were number 2 on my entire list. So
nice, right on.
Speaking of that, let me ask you this, because I was looking at the dates too with the one EP that I really was like digging through. That was 2020 was the release date on that one. So do you think following that, like, and I wasn't obviously out of the States then, was the COVID era good for you guys, or was it a challenge? You know what I mean? Obviously it's a challenge for everybody, but I can see how it puts you in a place where you may have some opportunities to explore some other things, or they're just not as much live things, but opportunities. But I'm not sure how it worked in Canada. Was it a struggle? Did you guys really benefit from the lockdown situation, or how'd that go?
Yes and no. I mean, we had put so much work into that EP, and we had plans to get out and tour then. We were on tour at the time when everything shut down for us in March of 2020, and had some dates lined up with a couple of really cool bands that we were supposed to be out with. But going back into the studio, I think the thing that was most frustrating, I don't know if it happened down here in the stateside, was we would go through periods of everything would be closed for a couple months, and then it'd be open for a month,
right,
and then it'd be shut down again, and for a couple months, and then it'd be open for a couple months, and the flip-flopping back and forth. We had rescheduled tours, we had canceled dates. Eventually we just kind of hid away and decided to focus on content creation again. And that's really how the follow-up EP for On Death and Dying came about. So it goes, it's a continuation of that EP. We'd always intended to do it at some point. I didn't think that we would do it as soon as we did. But we were certainly inspired by the frustrations of the lockdowns to kind of get back into that headspace and create something that we feel was on par with what we did.
Outstanding. Good answer, sir.
Yeah, no doubt.
Good answer.
He's the smart one.
Is he? Well, that must be him too. I'm the other guy.
I'm the more analytical one.
Listening through your stuff, at some point I thought I'm so curious about who your influences were, because
I hear a lot of Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah,
so.
I hear that, and I was a Chicago guy, so I got the feel of the Chevelle too, but some of the funny things you do, it's almost like, do they hang out, the artistic end of this, and as thick as your sound is and heavy too. I'm like, there's, act 1, act 2. It's like they hung out with the Mothers of Invention one weekend.
Yeah.
And then the guy, and then, you know what I mean? And then the guys from Mastodon came over, and then they thought, well, let's have Big Rex sit in too. What's Ian Thornley doing? What do you know? You guys, it's just all over the place, and in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds like everybody is really proficient and involved, and it's just I love to hear when, I guess, there's not constraints. It's heavy. It's good.
Very much so. Yeah. Again, we all come from very different musical backgrounds and different musical tastes. I think that if you were to do a Venn diagram of what works for CEVILAIN, you would see a lot of stuff that makes sense in the middle, and a whole lot of stuff that doesn't make sense on the peripheral.
Oh, that's
but yeah, and it's cool. I'm sure lots of bands say this, but this is very, very true for our band, is that there are no egos in this room.
Mhm.
we work together for the best product that we can put out there. We're honest and open with each other, and everybody has input on everything, whether it's, lyrics. Every guy has a chance to look at them and touch them and play with them. We sit in the studio together and record all of our parts together and work through things together. And there's nobody's sensitive about changing a part here or there, or re-recording things. We just want to make sure that we're putting out what best pieces of art really sum up what we're trying to get across. So it's been, after years and years and years of playing with other people and playing in bands, I think I can speak for everybody when I say it's been kind of a dream project working with these guys.
So let me ask you this too then. Is it that there's no egos in the room, or there's four and there's like a mutual respect, because I'm guessing wherever you four came from, you're the biggest swinging deck in the room, it's just the way it happens.
Yeah.
Everybody was,
from a talent
everybody's
absolutely.
hitting home runs before they meet up with each other, and you get those four guys and maybe it clicks,
So the other guy who's not, I was gonna say not with us. That sounds.
He's no longer
sounds
with
bad.
us.
Yeah, we did everything we could, but no,
This is going to be a weird announcement to your fans, sir.
Yeah, he played. We played in a band together before CEVILAIN, and he sang lead and didn't do a whole lot of guitar, even though he was the best guitar player in the band, but didn't play guitar in the band. Yeah, we kind of came from a similar background, I guess, in terms of like working together. So we kind of already had a working dynamic between him and I. So then when Cliff asked to like meet up and jam and like see if I was interested in the band, and then our other band broke up, it was a really quick move to bring in Joel, because we already had a relationship together. We've already written together, so we already kind of had that figured out. So I think, I would say that there definitely is a lot of like intense musical taste. Like I'm a like a pop punk guy into like alt rock, and like Blink-182 is my favorite band, obviously, because my parts are extremely inspired by Travis Barker, as like 90% of drummers are. But
make some noise, sir. I will give you bang on them.
Yeah, it's very loud, to a fault. But
no, not at all.
But it's just like, we do have like, I wouldn't say ego, but we have like a mutual respect where we kind of all trust each other to make the best decision for their parts or for their expertise. We kind of often defer to the expertise of that person because we all kind of have intense strengths in certain areas.
That's a good perspective,
Yeah, I'm glad you guys worded that more creatively, because I would have asked, what's your creative process like? And you guys already kind of dove into all that without me having to ask the simple questions.
So
nice.
How many more dates in the US do you have?
4 more US dates.
I believe Houston, more... Chicago. I'm trying to think.
Tonight we're in Charlotte. We're in Nashville on Saturday. Then Houston and Chicago. We cross back over to do Windsor, which is essentially another hometown show, another sold out hometown show. And then we finish up in Toronto.
Outstanding.
Nice.
I'm looking forward, and I wish we had the opportunity. I wish we were closer right now, I had the opportunity to see you live, because that's really something. It's a whole different animal, you know.
Absolutely.
I can pour.
Where are you guys based?
The tracks on.
We're Southern Missouri.
Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so we're deep in the flyover states.
Yeah. Well, listen,
there you
go. It's odd because we're both transplants, so neither one of us are, local.
Yeah, I'm from California and he's from Chicago.
Yeah, neither one of us are going to have accurate for the area accents.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I've been to Chicago once before. I'm really excited to get back because being super touristy, deep dish is where it's at. But I was telling these guys about it. Ed's from Windsor. Windsor pizza is like renowned in Canada, so we're gonna have to do a pizza shootout.
All right.
Yeah. You guys come in next time. You guys have a U.S. tour. We're definitely gonna pop in and see you guys. Also, maybe when you guys get back and you're not on the road and tired, we get you guys back on and we could talk about your experience on tour. But
so you jumped right from was Atlanta the first U.S. state U.S. venue you played?
Yeah.
So you went right from Canada to the South, my friend.
Yeah.
You hopped over
18 hours.
a lot of real estate in between. So I can see how the differences between Chicago or Detroit, or New York are much less significant, then you're hopping right into Atlanta. I want to hear about how did hockey play a role in the development of your band? And did you feel like the lack of, skating in Atlanta?
I mean, it's certainly warm down here. I'll say that for sure.
Hey, you're coming at the right time. It's going to get worse. Yeah.
Yeah, we were saying that yesterday when we were loading into the venue, because it was like
all uphill.
It was all uphill. 27 degrees yesterday, and we're like, man, thank God we weren't here in July.
It's hot in this area.
So what was the temperature?
It was 27 Celsius.
Yeah, we don't know what that is. That sounds really cold, man.
I can't do the math real quick, but
we need
27's warm for us. 27's like a solid summer day in Canada.
Okay.
It's around 90.
Yeah, around 90, 91, 92.
I don't friggin' know.
I think.
I'm gonna have to make a call,
80?
friend.
It's in the 80s.
80 degrees. Our sound guy is saying 80.
Wow. He's correct. You got to go to a sound guy. He knows his math.
Oh, he knows his shit.
Yeah.
He knows his shit. He's overworked and underpaid, but he knows his shit.
What's his name?
There he is.
God, say hello.
Hey guys.
Hola, my friend. But no, that guy. That guy thinks in wavelengths, and so he knows his math. He can hear this
absolutely.
algebra.
That's
absolutely.
The hockey thing is such a weird stigmatism, but I'm curious to hear that from the other side of the room. What's like the most ridiculous?
Oh no!
American
Let me go.
I love this guy. Let me go.
Okay, I'm a Leafs fan. I'm one of the most hated fan bases in Canada.
Leafs? Really?
But I love it. I love being hated a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of glory in that.
Yeah, definitely. They got eliminated right before we left. So my stress levels went down because it's over. Nothing I can do about it.
No,
put the jersey away, off you go.
You've done your due diligence. Yeah.
And Ottawa, the Ottawa Senators are obviously a huge rival to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I live in Ottawa, but I'm a Leafs fan. Cliff is a big Sens fan. He actually hates the Leafs more than he loves the Sens. So, when it was hard to watch the playoffs with him in the room, I'll give him that. But we luckily we didn't have to deal with that on the road, because that would have gone downhill really quickly.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't still be here.
Yeah. Thank God
the
that
demise of the band had to do with the finals. Yeah. 2023 playoffs.
Yeah.
Artistic differences? No. This was about the Senators. We got a problem.
literally. We definitely argue more about that than anything else.
The good thing is, if ever we are touring in like May onward, we won't have to worry about the Leafs playing.
And as we gain traction and get a broader audience, we'll have to make that. Listen, guys, anybody who's looking to hit a home run and book these guys, be aware of the schedule. Be aware of the playoff schedule. Take a good look.
It's really important.
Take a good look at what the Leafs got going into the playoffs.
We were rehearsing for tour, and I refused to have a rehearsal whenever the Leafs were playing.
Or the TV was on in the background.
Or the TV was on in the background, like in the studio. I got the TV above the computer, and we were just that's mandatory for me. It's not up for discussion.
I took a beating for the Super Bowl. It just happened.
So.
I'm an Eagles fan. I live in an area where they're all Kansas City Chiefs fans.
Yeah, you're behind enemy lines, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have any feelings one way or the other about the Hawks, the Blackhawks?
Oh, with the lottery?
Just in general about the Blackhawks. What are you feeling? If the Maple Leaf, if Toronto's going ahead and they're going to play a series in Chicago, do you have any
I mean, the Hawks have taken a bit of a beating the last 12 to 18 months, but hopefully on the up and up with that big draft lottery win.
Well,
which was rigged, by the way.
Listen, sir, we're good at two things in Chicago, and one of them is rigging things. Okay, that's it. Yeah. If we won, it wasn't a fair game.
Well, I'm glad we can all agree.
Yes, we can, sir. No, outstanding. If you can, I would love to make sure you plug the dates, for the upcoming shows here. Absolutely, and we definitely want to come see you again. I mean, when you get an opportunity, and it was kind of last minute, but
I'm glad you guys reached out. This is cool. It's always fun to chat. So today is the 26th of May. We're in Charlotte, at the Milestone Club. Tomorrow, May 27th, we are at the East Room in Nashville. May 30th, we are at BFE Rock Club in Houston. And then June 1st, Burlington Bar in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then back home to Windsor on June 3rd for a sold out show at Meteor. Then we finish up in Toronto on June 9th. And then home to our wives and children.
Nice.
I'm guessing that the exposure you guys are going to get from these next few dates, you're not going to get a long summer vacation, though.
Yeah.
From what I heard, it looks like you guys are going to get a lot of attention, and it's going to get busy for you. So we're definitely hoping and so.
I hope so.
Yeah, we're rooting for you guys.
I hope so.
We see you guys get out there and kick some ass. We need more metal in the world.
Yes, we do, my friend.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we've already had some people reaching out, so it looks like we might be busy going into the late summer, early fall, and that's the dream, right? Chase the dream.
Absolutely.
He's back, baby.
He is.
Oh my God! Look at him. He's up.
I'm back, baby.
Came that way
with us.
Came that way. How are you, my friend?
How you feeling?
I'm really good. really good.
Outstanding. That's what I like to hear.
Just don't breathe on us. Get out of here.
I do have another question. How do you pronounce his last name?
It's Lefebvre.
Lefebvre.
Well, when I saw it, I watched an interview with a couple of you, Cliff, and I remember I think it was they had a hard time pronouncing Parm's last name, Parmalee. He struggled with it, or, I thought, no, I got that one. I got a problem with Joel's last name. Is it like Favre?
Yeah, Favre.
Favre. Yeah,
LeBret Favre.
LeBret Favre.
I'm like, okay, that guy shreds.
We just call him JoJo. It's easier that way.
No, he'd throw less interceptions than Brett Favre, but he's a better picker.
So I had one question I did want to ask about you guys talking about the heat, and this is for Ed. Your guys' country roads video, were those custom on the fly shorts, or was it just because it was too hot?
No, I actually
get rid of them?
already had those in my closet, and I only break them out for special occasions.
Yeah, and
Really,
country roads is definitely a special occasion.
I haven't seen this one. No, that's
You
not what I was
haven't seen
familiar with.
it?
No, I haven't.
It's
Well,
it's
you gotta check it
hilarious.
out.
You know how I like bass players in shorts, so I'm not gonna miss it.
Who doesn't?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Yeah, the beard really ties it all together too.
Yeah, it's always the fat, hairy ones that wear the tiniest shorts.
Yeah, strong Jack Black energy, dude.
That's because they can. Outstanding, fellas. Where are you guys at now? You said you're headed to Tennessee. Is the Nashville shows tonight?
No,
Charlotte, I'm sorry, North Carolina.
We're headed to Charlotte tonight. Yeah, so we're kind of
Outstanding.
doing a weird swing to get there.
Well,
I don't know
Take-
where we are.
you know that. Well, it's all from there. It's all the scenic route, my friend.
Yeah.
So,
It's beautiful out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
I just passed through there a couple months ago.
no kidding. I've never been to the Carolinas.
Yeah, I went down to Florida and just shot back up through everything when I came back up.
Now, Carolina
Nice.
and Georgia don't quite have the same resume as Florida as far as a Florida man.
Yeah, the undisputable headline
Yes.
winner of the world.
Plug in whatever you like, but it's still in the neighborhood. You're in the cool zone. It's
What's
not
the
the hot
equivalent
zone.
of
But you're not
Florida
safe
in
either.
Canada?
You're not in the safe zone. So you're
Yeah,
still
you know, Ed is as close as Canada gets to Florida, man.
nice. You're gonna do just fine.
What's
Ed, do you have a private pilot license, Ed?
No, I don't need one.
But if you got one, you're gonna do just fine in Florida. We're gonna be great, pal.
You only need one if you get caught.
That's right.
Is
Just
there
go
a-
fast.
Is there an equivalent in Florida or in Canada to the Florida of the U.S.?
There's got to be.
I think Texas is like Quebec. Yeah, Texas and Quebec, but Florida.
Wherever they film the Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, that's Newfoundland. Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia.
Nova
Nova
Scotia, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's like Maine too. We don't really know what goes on up there. You know, if you have a loved one there, do a welfare check, but don't do it in person. Yeah. And I was glad to see your Chicago venue is on the north side too. I'm a Chicago guy, but I'm a South Sider. I'm like, I care about these guys now. I've been listening to some of their music. Don't send them to my neck of the woods.
Show them the good parts of the U.S., please, so they come back.
They'll be fine, but I mean, you may not want to come see us again.
Yeah, you guys already set the standard pretty high though with a car fire. So
No, it's early.
Yeah,
it's early
it's
in the game.
nutty.
It's
What
early
else
in the
you
game.
yeah,
All
what
right.
else you got?
All right. So, other than Travis Barker, give me 2 and 3. Who else you like?
I'm a huge Thrice fan, massive Thrice fan, and so much so that we when we get back to Canada, Thrice is playing Toronto the day after our Windsor show, and I forced the guys to basically drop me off.
Kick me out. I'll call you.
Yeah, exactly.
Rice and probably like Alexis on Fire is probably like the closest thing you can get
They're up there, yeah.
to us. Even though like I wouldn't call them a massive influence. I mean, Joel's heavily influenced by Alexis on Fire, but yeah, I think that like in terms of genre, like we're pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I read a bio on a page on a web page for you guys that said you took influence from Breaking Benjamin, Bring Me the Horizon, and Thrice. And have you guys had the chance to see Breaking Benjamin?
Yeah, years ago though.
Not me.
Not in a while.
I saw them in Ottawa open for Avenged Sevenfold, which I don't like Avenged Sevenfold. I think it's for people who slap their own ass during sex.
Me too. I agree.
But
there's a mirror in the room for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah,
But-
I feel like it's going to be a weird gimmickly an ad. They're sponsoring something in a minute or something, you know? What are you selling?
Trojan.
Truck tires or Kias or Astrolube? I don't know. Or Astroglide. Who knows?
But I think that like again, yeah, like I don't know if we're like heavily influenced by Breaking Benjamin or whatever, but I think that like Breaking Benjamin might have been influenced by a lot of the bands that we were influenced,
Absolutely.
like the old schooler bands.
sure.
So I think that's like
Yeah.
kind of where it all comes from.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, like it all kind of comes from different areas, and you know, sometimes we all kind of try to have to push what we like into it, and oftentimes it's like, you know, we try to make sure that we're serving the song as much as we can, but to elevate the song beyond like just giving it what it wants or what it needs is like to offer a new ingredient, and things like that can sometimes like help push it over to the edge to something completely unique. So
Yeah.
like it's hard to really pin down the influences at this point, because we've been together for a while now, and we've kind of started our own thing at this point. We obviously all have our favorite bands, but at the end of the day, our influences are kind of just getting diluted by kind of how we develop ourselves as an artist, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm a huge fan of well-composed music, a fully structured song from beginning to end that, you know, it feels like the processes went through. You feel the emotions, you feel the lyrics, you feel the music, the guitar, all of it comes together fluently. And how it ends it hits that radar for me, like on a high level.
Which is weird. It's like, I find it's it's one of our songs that doesn't really follow a traditional structure. Like it kind of does, but it kind of doesn't at the same time. And like, it's weird that that's our most successful song.
Yeah, you guys
so
are
far?
1.2 on Spotify, I think,
Yeah.
as last I checked. I'm like,
Ballpark,
Wow.
yeah.
impressive. Congratulations.
Outstanding. Yeah. Hold on.
Thank you. It's been really cool to see that one take off, which is why we decided to do the reimagined version with Kellen from Sleeping with Sirens, and
Which rocks also, by the way.
which was a lot of fun. It was fun to reopen the book on that one and get some orchestral arrangement, and we knew it was a pretty good song to begin with, so it was fun to again reopen the book and just see what else we could throw into it, and we just had a lot of fun with it. I think that's what was the goal of it. It was just to kind of reconnect to our kind of where we started. It was our first like huge banger, so it was really cool to kind of go down that path again for sure.
Yeah, you guys got stuff in the works right now.
Yeah, we do. We have a new song that is already recorded and done. It has a new feature on it, which we're not quite ready to reveal. We've been doing a lot of features lately, having a lot of fun with it, so we're just going to keep rolling. We have a feature on it. It's definitely one of our more down-tempo songs. I would say that it's similar to As Above, So Below without as much without how uplifting it is.
Yeah.
Kind of a power ballad.
Yeah, it's like a power ballad. Yeah, we're really excited for that one because I think it's one that you can kind of chant and sing along to, but it's also really emotional and stuff. Don't really know where the inspiration came for that one. I'm sure Cliff could offer a little bit of insight.
Oh my. Yeah, it's fun because we're road testing it too right now on this tour. So getting some response from people is pretty cool. But yeah, as far as like, you know, inspiration, it's kind of hard to explain it without showing you guys the track. You wouldn't really get the context. But yeah, it's a very personal and emotional song, kind of in that power ballady kind of space, and the feature that we have on it is an incredible female vocalist in a band that's absolutely blowing up right now. So we're just over the moon excited to get it out, but probably late summer, early fall, I think, something like that.
Nice.
We'll get it out there.
Yeah, and I heard some backup female vocals in some of the tracks I listen to on Spotify too. Is this a different person? I know you can't let the cat out of the bag.
That's him.
That's me.
Oh, get out of here. That's awesome. Is that just all falsetto,
promise.
dude?
That's his falsetto. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well done,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
He gets that a lot.
Does he?
I do.
That's
A lot of
awesome.
people think I'm
Well, I
a
wasn't
wolf.
sure. Well, I'm listening to everybody's voice. You know, I'm listening to you guys while we're talking. I'm thinking, I don't think so. That was, you know, that's somebody else. It's not. It's not.
No,
it's not Grizzly Adams over there for sure.
You would have an absolute field day if you listen to Ed's isolated tracks because he's going from like low gutturals to that high falsetto.
No, I love it.
That's fantastic.
Man, it is
this
outstanding.
attests again to the talent that you guys all share in this band.
No, for sure. I'm like, I love the Slayer transitioning into like David Bowie's falsetto in a hurry. I'm like, nice. These guys are filled out, man. They're the shit. So no, we are. Nice work, my friend.
Absolutely.
That's just a shed above the unit. That says no.
Exactly.
Well, we thank you guys. What an exciting opportunity for us to get to talk to you, man. I love hearing some things. And about future dates, and hopefully we can help you guys out and spread the word. I'm definitely gonna send some links back to my guys in Chicago and see if we can't get our own opportunity to come and see you as well, man.
Yeah,
we love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
no, thank you guys.
Actually, it's funny. I was in Walmart today buying a camera for this, and talked to the guy in there for the purpose of the camera, and he actually subbed to your guys' channels and ours as well at the same time while we were standing there talking.
Oh, nice. Yeah, let's go.
Small victories.
That's awesome.
It is, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So let us know. Keep us posted. I want to hear how these dates go.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
we're going to promote you.
We're both huge fans. We're going to follow you guys through the process. So keep us in mind when you guys get back and you unwind after you see your families and your kids. And once you guys get back together, let's get together and do this a little more formally. And when you guys are a little less exhausted from the road. But we we absolutely cherish this, man. We thank you guys a lot for doing this.
No, thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you, fellas.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Have a safe trip, man.
Cheers.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.